Hello everyone and welcome to Soul Ascension Tarot. My name is Whitney and I'm an intuitive tarot reader. In today's video I have another pick a card for you guys, and the topic of today's pick a card is a message from your spirit guides. In this video I'm going to be channeling messages from your spirit guides, just allowing them to show me what they want you to know at this time. Keep in mind that this is a collective message, so everything that comes through may not resonate with you, and I never want you to force a message to resonate with you. If it doesn't, please only take what resonates and leave behind what doesn't. I'm currently not taking personal readings at this time, so please don't be scammed by anyone who may pretend to be me offering readings to you. But I'm going to go ahead and get started with pile number one. If you need more time to allow your intuition to guide you to a pile, feel free to pause this video. I have pile number one here, pile number two, and pile number three, and I will see you in your pile. Hello, pile number one. I forgot to mention this, but they are still working in the apartment like right next to mine, so if you hear any loud banging or drilling or anything like that, I apologize for the noise in advance. Hopefully it's not too disturbing to you. But I'm going to go ahead and get started. We'll first take a look at your tarot cards, and then we'll look into your oracle messages at the end. So you guys have the Magician, the Wheel of Fortune, I think this is, I can't read Roman numerals. I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 of Candles, and 2 of Potions, and I think this is, what is it, 4 of Candles. I feel like the message that your spirit guides want to deliver to you, I feel like it's about your own mentality. And I know, like, I kind of hate to say that, but that's what's coming through. But it kind of feels like you guys are in this lack mentality or this lack mindset. The feeling I'm getting from your pile is it feels like there is a lack of faith or trust in your spirit team. I feel your spirit guides, they really want you to start working on a relationship or a stronger foundation in your spiritual beliefs or your spiritual rituals. And it's kind of making me think of like how people kind of assume that spiritual rituals, like they have to be like these big elaborate events, but they don't really have to be. I feel like a spiritual ritual is something that you kind of like, it's like a habit for you. It's something that you, it can be as simple as like you meditating for 10 minutes a day, or it could be as simple as you communicating with your spirit guides on a daily basis through either prayer or journaling or a combination of both. Whatever fits you and your lifestyle, that's what a spiritual ritual will be for you. But I feel that your spirit guides are calling you to either get back into a spiritual routine or develop one. The message I'm getting for you is it feels like, I don't know, it's almost like life has kind of like beat you up a little bit, and it's kind of like put you in this state of feeling like you have to be in survival mode. I don't know why, but I'm getting the message of like gambling. It's also making me think of people who play the lottery, and you know, I guess some people do it just for fun, but from my experience and me seeing people play, you know, the lottery and stuff, it's not really coming from like, you know, they're just playing the game just to play it, but it's out of like desperation and hope to, you know, maybe earn a little bit of cash to, I don't know, get out of whatever situation they're in. I'm not saying that's what you're doing specifically, but that's kind of like the energy that I'm picking up on, is you guys kind of like doing something out of desperation to kind of get ahead or make ends meet or something like that. I feel your spirit guides are trying to help guide you to like getting to a point where you're not doing things out of lack or out of desperation anymore, and instead you're just allowing them to bring you into alignment with what you're deserving of at any particular time. And I don't really want to get like biblical, but another like message that's coming through is it's reminding me of I don't know why, but your spirit guides are calling me. I don't know what your religion is, but your spirit guides are bringing me to like the book of Genesis, which is like the first book in the Bible, and it makes me think of like the creation story where God was making like basically everything within like 7 days, and it's reminding me of how like I believe, I mean, I'm not a religious person and I'm not too familiar with the Bible, but I believe that on the last day of him creating everything on earth, he created humans. But before he created humans, he basically created everything that like the human would need for their survival. And I feel like the reason why that's coming up is because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like for some of you, you may even feel maybe disconnected from your spirit guides. Maybe, I don't know, you came to this reading because you don't have a connection with them yet, or maybe you are curious about who your spirit guides are. Maybe I can do that in a different reading. But right now, this is just like the message that your spirit guides have for you. But I don't know, it's like there's like this lack of trust or lack of belief in something higher than yourself. It's like this lack of trust that you have that's keeping you from getting to where you want to be. But going back to what I was talking about, like with the Genesis book, it like I feel like your spirit guides want me to tell you that like everything that you need is already available to you. I feel like it is just that you haven't gotten to that point where you need it. It's like the energy that I'm getting from you guys is like you guys are worried about, I think that's it reminds me of that saying that some people say where like, anxiety is just like anxiety and fear is just you guys like, well, we us humans like worrying about future events that haven't reached us yet. And I feel like that's kind of like the energy that you guys are in. A lot of your worry and stress and lack is maybe coming from uncertainty or like what you don't know, or maybe you don't have the answers for something yet. And I feel like, you as humans, we want to be able to know that we'll be okay. We want to know that everything's going to work out for us. I feel like it's natural as humans to not like uncertainty. But uncertainty is just like a natural part of life, and I feel that your spirit guides are kind of calling you to lean more into the uncertainty and just like trusting that everything is working out in your best interest. I'm also hearing too that I don't know, like I'm getting the energy that like you guys are in this, it's almost like because you're in this like lack mentality or this lack mindset, it's like you feel like you kind of, the energy I'm getting is like you guys having to like force, I'm hearing like force your hand or force spirit hand a little bit, but it's almost like because you don't have like this relationship with your spirit guides, it's almost like you feel like anything that comes up in your life, you have to deal with it on your own, or you have to basically solve all of your problems on your own. And the message I don't know, I just get this energy like I feel like your spirit guides kind of know that you are exhausted and you're tired, and I don't know, I feel like your spirit guides kind of wish that you would kind of depend on them a little bit more. And I don't want to like bring this about me, but your spirit guides are calling me to kind of like speak on my own experience. And a lot of the time, like people always tell me, like you're so chill and like how are you so calm all the time, especially like with everything that's going on like, with, especially if you live in, well, I think this is like happening like all over the world, but do believe like I feel like this is like a very common experience in today's time where like there's a lot of uncertainty. And the reason why I'm able to stay so calm is if things are out of my control, if there's something that like if there's a problem that I can't solve right now, if I don't have the resources or the the ability to solve it right now, then that's something that I don't need to worry about. And I know that's something that simply is, it's easier to say it than it is to practice it. But honestly, like the things that I can't, that are out of my control right now, I just hand it off to my spirit guides and my ancestors, and I just trust that, things will always work out for me. And I know like some people might watch this or hear me say that and like kind of roll their eyes and, but I don't know, it works for me. It's something that works for me, and it's something that I put into practice with my spirit guides whenever things aren't working out or things feel like out of my control. I just hand those things off to my spirit guides, and things just always work out for me. And that's how I'm able to stay so calm and collected, especially in times of uncertainty, because that's when my spirit guides always come through. I feel again, like this, it's something that's easier said than done, and honestly it's just a matter of practice and building a strong connection with your own spirit guides and your own spiritual team. So I feel like part of your spiritual ritual or whatever, I feel like the most important thing would be like daily communication. I don't know why, but I'm hearing if you have your own tarot cards, I feel like it's going to be important that you start pulling even just a card a day, asking your spirit guides what message they have for you, or what do they want you to know. If you don't have tarot cards, just journaling and just like expressing all of your current fears and anxieties. And I feel like in the future, like I don't know, I feel like in the future, like things will begin to change for you, especially as you develop a stronger connection with your spirit guides. And I feel like, because I'm hearing in the future, it's going to be important for you to like start expressing your gratitude for when your spirit guides start to kind of like smooth things over in your life. But right now, especially if you feel like there's nothing in your life to be grateful for, I feel like it's important for you to express all of your fears and your concerns with your spirit guides. And I feel like your spirit guides do want you to kind of like lay this burden on them. For some reason, I feel like maybe you have it in your mind that you don't want to come to your spirit guides with these issues, but I feel like they want you to come to them with these issues. I'm also getting the message too, I don't know why, but I'm hearing to like, I don't know, I feel like you put a lot of more of your faith in like more logical and tangible things, or I'm even hearing like people. I don't know, I'm getting the message that some of you might even ask other people for help or guidance. And I'm getting the message from your spirit guides to I'm not hearing to like stop, but I'm hearing to be like more mindful of who you're asking for help. But it's making me think of like you guys putting all your faith and hope into like more like logical and tangible things, like actual pieces of like your reality. And I'm hearing that like these things all have a limit, but the resources of your spirit guides and your spiritual team, it's limitless. So that's why I'm hearing, I feel like your spirit guides really want you to put more of your faith in them. But let's take a look at your oracle cards now. The first card you got is self-mastery. With self-mastery, I'm hearing it's making me think of like I don't know, there's like this idea that I had, or it was like this random thought that I had at one time about like survival and basically scarcity, and how like a lot of people are always striving to get out of survival. Like, we always hear that, you know, you got to get out of the survival mindset, or you need to find a way to get out of survival mode. And I was like, I had this idea, it was like a while ago, and I was like, you know, a lot of us are rushing to get out of scarcity or survival mode, but I honestly feel like those times, or when we're in survival mode, I feel like those are like the most revealing times for us. I feel like instead of like rushing out of these moments, I feel like first we should try to, you know, get to the bottom of why we're currently going through that. I feel like times when we're like when we're in times of survival, I feel like it reveals basically who we truly are and what we're truly capable of and what's truly important to us. So if you're in this phase of your life, I'm hearing it's going to be important. You know, don't try to rush out of this moment in your life, and instead try to, you know, get to the bottom of why you're currently experiencing this. It's kind of reminding me of that message where I was getting like, you guys might be, I don't know, I don't think you guys are like gambling, but it's making me think of people who gamble or people who play the lottery and they're trying to like escape out of their current situation. But with self mastery, I'm hearing it's important that you try not to escape or, you know, take the easy way out of what you're currently going through. Instead, try to use this time of your life as a way to kind of like level up. It's making me think of like how in like video games where you kind of go through like these difficult levels, but these difficult levels are what you have to kind of go through in order to get like the big power-ups and gain a lot of experience. And I feel like that's kind of like what's going on in your current situation. I'm also hearing too with self-mastery, I feel like your spirit guides want you to know that you are fully capable of, I don't want to say like getting yourself out of the situation, because I don't feel like your spirit guides want you to get yourself out of this situation. I feel like, okay, so I'm hearing the word navigation. So I feel like your spirit guides want you to know that you have you have the ability to navigate through this situation. So I'm hearing like there's a need for you to put more trust and faith in your spirit team, but there's also a need for you to put more trust and faith in yourself, in your own abilities as well. The next card you have is I Live in Truth. This card is making me think of, I'm hearing like, what is your own personal truth? And it's making me think of like how I was speaking on earlier, how like people ask me, how am I able to stay so calm and collected, especially in times of uncertainty? And it's because I simply put my faith in the divine. And a lot of people might say, oh, that's like delusional or reckless or careless thinking or whatever, but that's my personal truth and I live by that truth. And because I'm able to embody that truth, that's just, it's reflected back to me in my reality, and it like works for me. So I'm hearing also the word contract. I don't know, I feel like there's a need for you to establish, I don't know, I feel like your spirit guides, the message I'm getting is like your spirit guides want you to establish some type of contract with them. And it's kind of like it's like a terms of agreement type of thing. It's like it's like you communicating with your spirit guides, I agree to live by this, or live according to this, or live like this, and in return I expect this. It's kind of, that's the message I'm getting with I Live in Truth. It's kind of like it's almost like I'm hearing like if you start to put more faith and trust in your spirit team, I'm hearing they want to live up to your expectations. But if you don't expect them to do anything or show up for you, then they simply won't. So it's like the choice is yours. And then your last card is Stand Still. And with this last card, I actually do want to read from the guidebook. I did that in the last reading where I picked one of the cards to read from. So let me go get that real quick. I should have left it out, but I didn't. So let me find Stand Still. Okay, so I'm not going to read all of it, just the last bit, but it says, if it feels that some areas of your life has slowed down or even come to a standstill, you're right. Something is not progressing. Even if it seems that things are flowing, look beneath the surface. Perhaps something is immovable. The first step to becoming unstuck is to acknowledge where you are. The soul loves the truth. In life, you can either say, there's no weeds, there are no weeds, or you can notice the weeds and begin pulling them out. Notice what isn't working in your life and then take slow, steady steps to unblock the barriers. In nature, when one thing is being sucked into mud, the worst thing to do is struggle. The best thing to do is slowly and carefully, one step at a time, extricate yourself. Okay, so when I was reading that, it really made me think of I think it's like the serenity prayer, and I think like part of it is like it's like says like, God grant me the serenity to, oh no, it says it's like, God grant me the courage to change the things that I can. I can't think what it's like, grant me the courage to change the things I can. I don't know, but I know part of it is like, you know, it's like basically asking, you know, God to give you the courage to change the things you can, and like also the faith to surrender the things you can't control, and then, you know, the discernment to be able to discern between, you know, what you can change and what you can't. That's kind of like the energy that I was getting for this card. Also, I got the message that again, like I'm hearing, it's really important that you don't try to get yourself unstuck or get you out of your current situation, and instead it's part of your journey, and I'm hearing like it's a part of your life story. So you don't want to like rush these chapters, but instead kind of like live through them. And it's kind of like making me think of like you, like you're gonna, I don't know, it's like reminding me of like a story, how like through, you know, at the beginning of a story we meet this character, and then in the middle of the story they kind of go through these hardships and in hurdles, and then at the end of the story they become a completely different person than they originated as, and they wouldn't have been that person if they hadn't have gone through the things that they went through in the middle of that story. So I feel like the things that you're currently going through are necessary. It's like you have to go through these things, but I feel like your spirit guides want you to know that you don't have to be alone in these things, and I feel like they want you to work with them as you're currently going through them. I'm also hearing too, I feel like this is the last message, but I'm hearing your spirit guides say, don't cheat yourself by trying to cheat your way out of your current situation or your current experience. But that's all I'm saying for you, palm number one. I really hope this message resonated with you, or you were able to take something from it. Also, keep in mind, I'm not taking personal readings, so please don't be scammed by anyone who may pretend to be me offering readings. If you'd like to support me and my work, you can do so by simply liking and sharing this video with anyone you think would benefit from it. Also, I would appreciate it if you subscribe, because I do plan on uploading more videos in the future, and I hope to see you again in a future reading. Hello, palm number 2, and welcome to your reading. I'm going to go through your tarot cards first, and then we'll get to your oracle cards at the end. I forgot to mention this in the intro, but they're still working on the apartment next to mine. So if you hear any banging or drilling or anything like that, that is why. And I hope it's not too distracting for you. But let's go ahead and get started. The cards you have is the Ace of Potions, I think this is Five of Needles, Page of Candles, I think this is Ten of Presents, and Queen of Pentacles. One of the first things that I'm picking up for you guys is the thing that I'm picking up the most from your spirit guides is that they are like so full of love for you, and I feel like, I don't know, I feel like they just love and appreciate you so much, and they just love the person that you are and the person that you are meant to become. However, I feel that you don't feel the same for yourself, because one thing that I'm hearing from your spirit team is that they wish that I wish that they, no, I don't know. I feel like they wish that you could see or feel or know the love that they have for you, because they wish that you could give yourself the same in return. I don't know why, but I feel like there is a lot of opposition between you and yourself. I'm getting the sense it's because it's almost like, I don't know, I feel like you kind of like perceive yourself to be like the ugly duckling that hasn't turned into the swan yet. It's almost like, I don't know why, but I feel like maybe you're a late bloomer, or you're, I don't know why, I just get this energy that like you're waiting for your glow up or something, or I don't know, it's like I feel like a lot of what your spirit guides want to give to you, like you're not able to receive because you don't see yourself as worthy of it. I don't know why, there's just like this strong sense of you being your biggest critic, your biggest enemy. Instead of working with yourself and being on your own team, you're in opposition to yourself, and it's keeping you away from being able to receive what it is that you truly deserve and all the blessings that your spirit team wants to give to you. I feel in order to kind of get yourself out of this, I feel one thing that your spirit guides want you to do is to start taking better care of yourself. And I feel it's going to be really, really, really important that you get into this mode where you're taking care of yourself, not because you're trying to be better or you're trying to be different or you're trying to turn yourself into someone that is worthy of love and appreciation and compassion, because you are already that. I feel like it's important for you to start taking better care of yourself, because you inherently deserve it. You are worthy of it. I don't know why, but I just get this feeling that you guys kind of perceive yourself to be flawed in a way. Like, I don't know, it's maybe even like permanently flawed. I'm even hearing like the word disfigured. I don't know why, but it's like, I don't know, maybe you guys are like perfectionists, and because if you're not able to be perfect, then you don't deserve to be worthy, which is weird. I mean, it's not weird. I understand. I feel like most of us can like relate to that. But I feel that your spirit guides want to offer you so much abundance and so much love, and they want to like shower you in appreciation, but you're not able to receive it yet because you don't feel you are worthy of it. But kind of, I keep hearing myself, but I'm hearing it's going to be really important that you start treating yourself. I mean, even here, like mothering yourself. And I'm hearing that doesn't have to like include anything like crazy or like big. You don't have to like, go out of your way and like spend all of your money to buy yourself a whole new wardrobe. But it's just, I'm hearing it's like the simple things, like when you first wake up, like drinking enough water or getting out in the sun, or I mean, even hearing to like get yourself like a special treat or something like that. But I'm hearing like, I don't know, I feel like you guys feel like maybe even on a subconscious level that you don't deserve to treat yourself nicely. You don't deserve to do kind things for yourself, like, things that you just simply need to be better, because you kind of have this idea flipped in reverse where like you feel like you have to kind of be deserving of these things first. But I'm hearing like you have to take these actions first, and I don't know, it's like you just need to do these things for yourself. But I feel like, I don't know, your message is kind of like very simple. Like I feel like your spirit guides, they just want you, I don't know, it's like they wish that you knew how much love you are deserving of. I don't know, I'm getting a message too. Like I feel like you've had people, and I don't know, I didn't really want to speak on this, but I was trying to find my messages, because I'm getting from your spirit guides that this message isn't like that important anyway. But I feel like there were experience, or you had people in your past that kind of like conditioned you into believing that you weren't worthy or good enough or deserving enough. And I feel like the reason why your spirit guides don't want me to deliver this message is because they're like, you know that truth that you're holding on to isn't the truth at all. Your past experiences have nothing to do with your current value and your current worth. I'm even hearing too, like those past connections, um I'm hearing that those people weren't worthy of being in, or having access to your light. And I feel that your spirit guides are trying to bring you to where, or they're trying to bring you to an energy where you're receiving everything that you're deserving of. But before they can bring you to that space, you first have to, work on yourself and kind of reprogram your own beliefs and, your own mind into believing that you're worthy of receiving the things that you desire and the things that your heart wants and desires. But yeah, let's take a look at your oracle cards. I feel like your message is going to be really, really short, because I feel like your message is very simple. You guys have dance. This card is making me think of how all of us have, our own vibration and our own rhythm. I feel for you guys, I don't know why, but I'm getting the word like mask. I feel like in the past, maybe you've tried to mask yourself to kind of like, or like shrink yourself, to kind of like be a match or align yourself to other people who vibrated in a different frequency than yours. I don't want to say they had a lower vibration or anything like that and you had a higher vibration, but I'm just hearing that y'all, the people you tried to kind of like align with, it was just a matter of like y'all were just on different frequencies, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I feel like you may have had people who tried to convince you to kind of like go with their own flow, and in order to do so you kind of like had to muffle yourself. I feel like, I don't know, I'm even hearing too like there was a time, or you went through a time, or you're currently going through a time where you were lost. You didn't have an identity because maybe you conformed your own identity to fit the narrative of someone or the people around you. So I'm hearing at this time, I feel like your spirit guides are trying to get you to a point where you find your own rhythm again. I'm also hearing too, I don't know why, but I'm hearing like self-care, but I'm hearing it's going to be important that you don't try to like do what basically what the internet tells us self-care is, because I feel like for you, self-care is going to be something different. So I don't know, I feel like for some of you, if there was like a part of yourself that you used to suppress or downplay, or there was a part of yourself that you tried to keep hidden, I'm hearing for you, self-care is going to be about like reconnecting with those parts of yourself that you try to lock away and hide from. And again, I don't know, I've kind of going back to the original message where you don't feel deserving of the love and appreciation that your spirit guides have for you. I feel like the reason for that lack of love, and the reason why you're so in opposition with yourself, is because I feel like that current version of you that you are, it's not who you truly are. It's a facade. It's a mask. So you have like this other part of yourself that is in opposition with this current version of yourself, because it's not who you truly are. I feel like this internal version of yourself is trying to, it's like looking in a mirror, and it's kind of making me think of how like I can't think of a specific movies, but I feel like a lot of movies kind of have like these similar themes and motifs. So I'm pretty sure there has been like even a TV show or something where like the main character or one of the characters in the show gets cloned, and then there's like this scene in that show where like they face off or something like that, but it's like the clone is like this evil version of themselves. And I feel like that's kind of you. Like when you look in the mirror, like you have the same face, but the internal version of yourself is looking at this external version of yourself, and it can like sense that something's off about it, because it's not like aligned to the true version of you. And so I'm hearing from your spirit guides, it's going to be important that you reconnect with your authentic version of yourself. I'm hearing that your spirit guides want you to get back to your true essence. Oh, okay, that's a really powerful message. I'm hearing from your spirit guides that for some of you, there is a fear of being yourself, because there is a fear of being alone. And I'm hearing that your spirit guides would rather you be alone than shrink yourself and basically force yourself to fit or align yourself to people who can't appreciate your fullness or the true version of yourself. You deserve to be around people who appreciate you for who you are and don't try to force you to shrink yourself or be something that you're not. Your spirit guides would just rather you be alone if you can't appreciate who you are as you are like currently. Okay, and then the next card you have is I achieve with integrity. Okay, this card is making me, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like this is a message from your spirit guides where I feel like they're trying to align you to your people, your soul family, your soul tribe, but they're not going to be able to do so if you're not being true to who you are. I feel like if you've ever experienced like a lot of opposition when it comes to your connections, or you wonder why, none of your relationships have been able to work out and be sustainable long term, the reason for that is because they just weren't a fit for you. And I feel maybe because you're like maybe codependent or something like that, you try to like force yourself into being who the people you were connected to, who you felt like they wanted you to be, but it wasn't real, it wasn't authentic. And I feel, it wasn't meant to be, it wasn't meant to work, because connections where you have to force yourself to be something that you're not, it just simply can't work. And I feel like instead of you accepting that as the truth, you kind of took that and internalized that and seeing it as something being flawed within you. But there wasn't anything flawed within you. It was just that you weren't being the true you. You wasn't being true to yourself. You were cheating yourself and also cheating the people you were involved with, because I feel like everyone deserves people. Everyone deserves the right people. And if you have to like force yourself to be something else, or force your vibration to fit with theirs, it's not fair to you or the people you're involved with. But I feel like it's also important that you don't see yourself as flawed because these connections didn't work. I feel like your spirit team is trying to encourage you to kind of reconnect with who you truly are, so that you can embrace your natural vibration, and you can embrace who you truly are, so that you can be a magnet for the people who are meant to be, or be aligned with your frequency. And again, I'm hearing like self-care, but in the form of you kind of like being okay with doing things on your own, doing life on your own. Because I feel like through you doing life on your own, you'll realize you're more comfortable with being your true self. And when people try to come into your life, it's gonna, because you've grown accustomed to being on your own, doing life alone, doing things on your own, it's gonna become more difficult for you to be able to be someone that you're not. So I feel like a part of self-care is, again, doing things on your own. I don't know why I'm also hearing getting out into the world, but I'm hearing don't get out into the world with the intention that you're going to fill up the space. I feel like, I don't know, I'm getting the message that some of you might try to fill this void with other people. Maybe it's a way, like a coping mechanism for you to avoid having to be alone with yourself. But I feel like that's what your spirit guides want for you at this time, is to learn to become more comfortable with sitting with yourself, being alone with yourself, because that is when you'll get to meet yourself and build a relationship with yourself. And then in the future, once you've become whole on your own, you'll be able to align with the people who are meant to be in your life. But the last card you have is Inner Peace, and I'm going to read from the book for this card. I did it in the last reading where I picked one of the cards to read from, and I'm going to read from the card book for this card. Okay, so I'm just gonna read like the last little bit. I'm not gonna read the whole thing. But it says inner peace is your birthright. Tranquility occurs when you realize that your life is unfolding according to divine planning. Serenity isn't something you have to work for or search for. It already exists within you. To find this inner peace, simplify your life, spend time in nature, and listen to the message of your soul. The peace transcends fear and connects you immediately to the Creator. Breathe deeply and fully, knowing that all is well. I'm hearing, like, when I read that, I got the message also, and I feel like this might be your final message. But I feel like your spirit guides want you to know that you are complete, you are whole, you are inherently deserving. You're not, you don't have to be, it's not about like you being deserving because you are blank. It just is what it is. And I feel that is a truth that your spirit guides want you to acknowledge and try to accept within yourself. But that's all I'm saying for you, pawn number 2. I really hope this message resonated with you or you were able to take something from it. I'm currently not taking personal readings at this time, so please don't be scammed by anyone who may pretend to be me offering such. If you'd like to support me or my work, you can do so by liking and sharing this video with someone you might think might be able to take something from this message. I would also appreciate it if you subscribe because I do plan on posting more readings in the future. But I appreciate you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Hello, pile number 3. I have here your cards. I think we'll start with your tarot cards first and then get to the oracle cards at the end. I forgot to mention this in the intro, but my landlord, they are still working on the apartment next to mine. So if you hear any banging or drilling, so I apologize for the extra noise. Hopefully it's not too much of a distraction, but there's not really anything I can do about that. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So the cards you have is the Chariot, the High Priestess, what is this? 4 of Potions, what is this? I can't read Roman. Well, I can, but I can't think of what it is. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of Needles, and what is this? 5 of Presents, I think, or is it 4? Either 4 or 5. I feel the message I'm getting from your spirit guides is I don't know, I get this energy that you guys, it's like you guys know what it is that you want out of life. You guys know where you want to go in life. And I feel like what it is that you want to do or where it is you want to go, it's not it may not be like the easiest path, because I'm getting the energy that you guys may have people in your life who kind of like want something different for you. It's like they want you to choose a different path. I feel like, I don't know, I'm getting the sense that there's like this path, or there was a path that was already laid out for you, but it's like that path wasn't calling you, or you just never felt aligned to go down that road. I'm hearing for you that for yourself, you pick the road of least resistance. But to other people, I feel like the road that you chose, it feels like there's a lot of, there may be obstacles, or it's kind of like I'm getting the image of like, okay, so the path that maybe you were originally headed down, it was a path that was already established, but you guys decided to kind of go off course and basically explore land that was uncharted, maybe go off the map, go off the grid, something like that. I feel like you guys chose to take a more unconventional path. And I don't know why, but I'm getting the message that some of you, there's moments where you kind of like doubt yourself, especially because I feel like this path that you've chosen, I feel like you don't feel like you have any support. Maybe the people in your life aren't supporting your choices. It's kind of like, well, since you're not going down the path that I wanted you to take, then I'm not going to help you. But if you do take the path that I want you to take, even though it's not the path that you want to take, you'll have my support. And it's kind of like messed up, but I don't know. I kind of feel like you guys are putting your foot down with this, and I feel like your spirit guides are like, you may not have the support of, you know, the physical people in your life, like the real people in your life, but I feel like your spirit guides are kind of helping you out when it comes to this. Like, you're not alone. I feel like you guys have decided to take an intuitive path. I feel like you guys, when it comes to the decisions that you make in your life and the path that you're following, I feel like instead of, you know, using logic, you're basically going off of what you feel. And I'm not gonna lie, I feel like there will be ups and downs, but I feel like for you, when it comes to your journey, I feel like these ups and downs, you know, the ups of course will be great for you, but the downs, I feel like for you guys, it's gonna feel worth it because you're moving in alignment with what you know to be your own truth. I'm hearing that you guys aren't settling on the easier path just because it's easy, simply because you know it's not going to bring you the fulfillment that you know you can have or you could possibly have. I feel like you will have that fulfillment. I'm also getting the word man-made. I am getting the energy. I do feel that you will be successful, whatever success means for you in regards to your path. I feel like you will find or achieve what it is that you're trying to achieve. And I feel like you'll have that extra satisfaction because you did it on your own. You made it on your own. But again, I feel like, again, you're not completely alone, even if you can't sense or it's like you can't pinpoint where your spirit guides are helping and assisting you with. But I feel like when you choose a path that you know is right for you, when you choose the path that is most in alignment with your authenticity, that's where you'll find the most protection, especially when it comes to your spirit guides and or the divine. You'll be like the most protected on the path that you know, like, you know in your gut is the right path for you. So I kind of feel like your spirit guides are kind of using this message as confirmation for you. I don't know, maybe you came to this reading questioning if you had chosen the right thing for yourself, and I feel like your spirit guides are like, yes, you have chosen the right path for yourself. Like, they don't want you to settle. I'm hearing they don't want you to settle for mediocre. They don't want you to settle out of fear. I'm also hearing too that they don't want you to give up. Because I'm hearing that through you giving up on this path that you're trying to go down, it's going to be like you're giving up on yourself. And I'm hearing, again, I feel like whatever this path that you've chosen for yourself, I don't feel like it's going to be without difficulties. It's not going to be without burdens or hurdles, because I feel like you will experience those things, but I feel like it's going to help develop you into a better person. let's go ahead and take a look at your oracle cards. Oh, okay, so this is actually interesting. I pulled, for these cards, I only pulled one for each pile, but two came out for you, and I just decided to keep them. So you have angels and spirit guides, and then you have unconditional love. And this card is actually interesting because we have Mother Mary on this card, so I don't know, maybe for some of you guys, Mother Mary is one of your spirit guides, but I feel like with angels and spirit guides, I feel like this is kind of like your, you know, this is a message that I intended to just be about spirit guides, but I feel like angels are also your spirit guides, and I didn't really set the intention to get messages from angels and spirit guides, but I feel like this card came through as a way for you to know that you actually have angels as your spirit guides. And I'm not like a religious person, so I don't know if Mother Mary is an angel or what her deal is. I think she's like considered an what is it, an ascended master or something like that, but I don't know how she's like considered like biblically. I don't know if she's considered an angel or not, but I'm getting the message that I don't know, I feel like you guys are, especially in regards to the path that you're going down, I feel like the path that you've chosen, it's an unconditional path. It's not like the path that they kind of tell us that we should go down, you know, in school, like we should go to school and then we should go and do more school and then we should go get a regular job. I don't know, I feel like for some of you guys, like I feel like you, in a way, it's like you're following your fate. Again, it's like you've made this, it feels like you're making a new path for yourself, but I don't feel like this is a new path. I feel like this is something you feel destined for. I don't know if you've ever, most likely if you found this reading, I feel like most likely you have received readings before, but I don't know if you've gotten your fortune told or something like that, but that's kind of like the energy that I'm getting from this card, that, or maybe you've had a dream that inspired you to take a certain action or something like that. Maybe you've had visits from your spirit guides and angels, but I don't know, it just feels like you got this like divine download on what it is that you're, like the path that you're meant to go down. I don't know if it's like signs or synchronicities that you were receiving, but it just feels like something divine came to you and like made you feel like you had to go down this path. Because I do feel in a way that your spirit guides, they did get this message to you. They got some kind of message across to you about what it is, about your future, basically. I don't know what it is, but I just get this feeling also that whatever it is that you're meant to do, it's something big. I don't know, I don't know how to say this, but like it's like, I don't know, I feel like for some of you, part of your, this is like even like a purpose reading, but maybe I should do like a purpose reading next. But I feel like part of your purpose, it's going to help benefit humanity in some way. I don't know why, but with unconditional love, it's giving me the feeling of someone who decides to quit school or quits their job in order to do like mission work or something like that, or like just leaving the country to go help out in a different country or something like that is what it's making me think of. But whatever the case may be, I feel like instead of like you guys doing what society or the people around you told you to do, it's almost like you are doing the work that your heart tells you to do. And the next card you have is, I listen to opposing opinions. With this card, I'm hearing, I feel like it's going to be important that you try not to, especially if you do have people in your life that feel like the path that you've chosen for yourself is the wrong path. I feel like it's going to be important that you try to maintain compassion and understanding for these people as well, even if these people don't necessarily do the same for you. I do feel in in the future, especially if like eventually you'll get to a point where you continue to follow your intuition and go down the path that you believe you're meant to go down. I feel like right now these people, it doesn't really make sense to them, but in the future I feel like they'll eventually they'll see it. And I feel like it's important. I feel like your spirit guides don't want you to completely burn bridges with these people, because I feel like these people are important to you. They're important to your life. They are important to your journey. It's just, I don't know why, but I'm getting the sense that right now, because maybe you've suddenly decided to turn course, or you've all of a sudden chosen a different path for yourself, and I feel like that's created some type of conflict between you and a certain person, or you or some people in your life. And I feel like right now these people just aren't able to understand the path that you've chosen for yourself, or why you've chosen that path. But again, I feel like they will, in the future, they will get it. So I don't know, I feel like maybe right now, because there is a lot of tension, I feel like maybe you do have to create some type of distance, or you need to create some type of boundaries, even if it's the boundaries are like, okay, like whenever I'm around these people, I'm just not going to discuss, this certain topic about the path that I'm currently going down. But if, there is the case where you can't do that, maybe there's a need for you to create some type of distance so that you can go down the path that you know is right for you. But I am hearing it's going to be important that you don't completely burn bridges, because I do believe that these people that are encouraging you to, not follow the path that is right for you. I don't feel like, I don't know, you might internalize it and kind of like see it as like a personal attack, because that can be the case sometimes when you're following your purpose and the people around you just don't get it. It can kind of feel like these people are attacking you and your purpose, but I don't feel like that's the case. I feel like these people have the best interests for you. It's just that you received a vision for your life and your future. These people did not receive that same vision, so they just don't get it. They probably never will get it, even when things start to work out for you. But again, I just feel like it's important with this. I listen to opposing opinions. It's going to be important that you don't burn bridges completely with these people. I don't know, because I am getting a message too that in the future there will be a healing, a reconciliation within this connection or connections. And then your last card is transformation. And like the other two piles, I did read from the guidebook, and for this card, I did do that in the last reading that I did, where I read from the guidebook for one of the cards. So I'm going to do that with you guys as well. I'm not going to read all of it, just like the end part, but it says, "This is the time for change, reinvention, or rebirth into a new way of being. If you've been plodding along, this card suggests that you take measures to shift everything. Don't resist change." The blue color suggests a spiritual renewal or initiation. Transformation does mean taking something old and remodeling it, or rearranging a few things. It means becoming something completely different, or doing something completely different. It means becoming something completely different or doing something completely different. Change is often uncomfortable, but it usually for the highest good. This is a very lucky card, and drawing this card can mean that a wish may be about to come true. One download that I got when I was reading that message is, it makes me think of like I feel like you're going to be able to take something from the path that you were originally going down, and it's going to be something that you'll be able to take with you into this new path that you're choosing. And I feel like this something that you're taking with you from your old life or your old path, it's going to be something that greatly benefits the new path that you're going down. So for example, it's making me think of, this might not be your like actual thing, but it's making me think of like how maybe someone, yeah, it kind of makes me think of like some kind of like how what I'm doing now. Like there was a time where I was taking the more conventional path and I was going to school, and my intentions was to, you know, major in psychology and become maybe a therapist or something like that. And I decided to stop going to school, and a couple of years after that I fell in love with tarot. And in a way, you know, I'm not a therapist, and I can't give people, you know, actual advice on how to like, you know, heal themselves. I don't feel comfortable saying that. But in a way, with tarot, I am able to help people, and I've always been interested in, you know, the human mind and why people do, you know, why we behave the way that we do as humans. And I do have a passion for learning. I just didn't feel like I needed to go to school in order to do that stuff. Like I know, of course, like at school, like they'll teach you, you know, probably more, I guess, like more like things you actually need to, you know, do that type of work. But there are, you know, there are things that I have access to. I have access to certain books that, you know, teach about like the human mind and stuff like that. And oftentimes I'm able to bring some of that into the readings that I do. So in a way, I'm still kind of on the same path. It's just I just took a little detour. But yeah, I think that's all I'm seeing for you, pawn number 3. I really hope this message resonated with you, or you were able to take something from it. I'm currently not taking personal readings at this time, so if you'd like to support me and my work, you can do so by liking and sharing this video with anyone you think might benefit from it. Please don't be scammed by anyone who may pretend to be me offering readings, because like I just said, I'm not offering personal readings at this time. I would also appreciate it if you subscribe, because I do plan on uploading more readings in the future. But I appreciate you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.